Hi, thanks for coming to the Phone System Enablement webinar today. VoIP stands for Voice over Internet Protocol. It's a technology that allows you to make phone calls over the internet instead of using traditional phone lines. We're going to get started. Before we go too deep, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about C.A.R.E on the next slide. So we've been in business for 31 years. We've had gone over 5 years with no cybersecurity events for any of our MSP clients. XCalTech is a premier managed service provider based in Rolling Meadows, Illinois, with an impressive 31-year track record of developing and delivering top-tier IT solutions. Since our founding, we've built a reputation for excellence, helping businesses across numerous industries. Before we go a little further, I'd like to introduce our team today on the next slide. I'm Greg Samudio, technical sales engineer. I've been here with XCalTech since 2022, here to talk to you today about migrating to a VoIP phone system. And this is Ben. He's the mastermind behind the screens, behind the scenes, ensuring everything runs well. Without him, we'd be looking at blank screens and broken web links. He's been doing this for 13 years, crafting beautiful marketing campaigns and websites for our customers. He's really a powerhouse and an invaluable asset on our team. Ben's got what you need when it comes to marketing. He puts things together that grab attention like a teddy bear in a Power Ranger costume. So if you want to talk to Ben about jazzing up your website or a marketing campaign, he's the guy to talk to. We'll start with PBX. PBX stands for Private Branch Exchange, and you'll hear a lot of people saying PBX is dead. And while it's not entirely obsolete, PBX systems are rapidly being phased out in favor of cloud-based communication solutions. Traditional PBX relies on on-premises hardware that has to be maintained, requires costly upgrades, and it's not as practical for modern businesses. In contrast, cloud-based VoIP, voice over internet protocol solutions provide flexibility, scalability, and cost savings. The systems allow remote work capabilities and seamless integration with other digital tools and enhanced features like management analytics and integration with your ERP system or Teams and just unified communication. So on our next slide, before we go too much further, we'll just kind of test your knowledge here. What is VoIP? So we're going to have a couple answers come up for you here. VoIP lets you make calls over the internet, saving money, or it's a French word that refers to a bell pepper, or it's a technology that was used during World War II for field communications. Go ahead and we'll give you a minute here to submit your answers, and we'll take a look at the results. All right, Ben, I think we've got some good participation here. If you want to pull that up and show what good students we had here today.
Yep, perfect score.
Perfect score across the board. Everyone kind of understands what VoIP is. So either you came in with a little bit of knowledge, or first couple slides kind of gave you an overview here. But when it comes to VoIP implementation, it can be made easy and painless. We can help and make it incredibly cost effective for your business. Many VoIP providers offer free phones as part of their service, significantly reducing the hefty upfront cost typically associated with typical phone systems. VoIP eliminates the expense of landlines and the fees that can add up over time. And many service providers lower call rates for VoIP, which leads to substantial savings for your business. In addition, features like call forwarding and conferencing are often included at no extra charge, making VoIP a great value for businesses looking to enhance their communication capabilities without inflating their budget. Another key point of VoIP is reduced maintenance cost. With VoIP systems being cloud-based, there's no need for costly on-site maintenance, as services managed and updated remotely. The hands-off approach frees up your IT and saves you time, allowing you to focus on growing your business and worrying about operations versus phone systems and upkeep. Now, many businesses worry about potential downtime when switching to VoIP, but you can rest assured that with the right planning, there doesn't have to be more than minutes or an hour of downtime, really, switching between systems. A smooth transition just involves porting numbers in advance. It can be scheduled so that your old provider is ready to give it up, and we can take possession of those numbers at the time of the assumption of service. We can go to the next slide here. And when it comes to scalability and mobility, VoIP is an ideal solution for most businesses. With almost everybody's got a mobile workforce today. One of the key advantages is the ability to integrate with your cell phones. So we can seamlessly forward your calls from your VoIP system to your cell phone system. That's not as easily said as it is, not as easily done as it is said with a traditional PBX system. So it makes it easier for your employees to stay connected no matter where they are, whether they're in the office or in the field, whether they're growing your business or solving fires and putting out issues and resolving issues and putting out fires. So with traditional PBX systems, which rely on landlines and physical infrastructure, you've also got issues with people not keeping up their old systems. So while new IT, I should say, new bandwidth is being put out there all the time for your internet connectivity, POTS lines are not being laid. So there's only so much of them, and when you have to lay a new POTS line, it's very costly.
Just for anybody who's not sure what POT stands for, do you mind just letting them know what that
Sure, yeah.
means?
POTS is an abbreviation in the sense for plain old telephone service. So it's your conventional service. It's just a couple of cables instead of multiple cables. It allows a lot slower transmission of information and data and sound. So we'll go to the next slide here. So VoIP is an ideal solution for, again, the mobile workforce. One of the key advantages is its ability to integrate, again, features like email, Teams, and again, one of the other things is the quality. So quality of calls has gone up greatly. So noise canceling technology ensures clearer, more reliable connections. So where you may have had drops in calls and not heard anything or had the call completely drop, it's much more likely. In VoIP, you might have a momentary dip in a call, but it very rarely results in a lost call. VoIP, again, I've mentioned it already, but it integrates seamlessly with things like Teams, Slack, C.A.R.E, ERP system, which allows unified communications, streamlining workflows, and enhancing collaboration. So if you're always reachable, you're never out of reach. It's kind of a no-brainer. Uh, so let's go to the next slide here for a quick temperature check here again. So how much downtime is there when you're switching over to a VoIP system from a plain old telephone system, plain old telephone solution? Is there minimal downtime, usually just minutes to a few hours, a year or two of downtime while everything gets fixed, or 2 weeks? So it looks like most people got that correct. It's minimal downtime. It does not there will not be 2 weeks of downtime. You will not be without phones. You definitely will be able to receive phone calls the same day that you transition over to migrate to a VoIP system. So for a smooth transition, there are 4 steps. The first step is assessment, assessing an office. It involves taking a look at your bandwidth, your current phone system, your employee mobility needs, and integration with any existing tools you've already got in place. Then comes planning for the VoIP. We need to ensure that there's adequate internet speed. We might need to bump your speed up to a higher connectivity. Selecting a reliable provider if that's required. Selecting a provider for your VoIP service that meets your needs and meets your price. Uh, Preparing the number porting or acquiring new numbers as needed, and then training your employees so they understand that the changes that are going to come so they don't have any confusion when it comes to the new phone system. For step 3, there's onboarding for the VoIP system that includes device setup and configuration. Again, user training once the device is in front of them, setting up call forwarding and making sure that there's a seamless transition, that your voicemail is working. If you have anything like scan to email, that continues to work, and then configuration and customization. So again, making sure that any integration with third-party tools is set up. So if you've got Teams or a CRM system that we can configure, we'll make sure that that gets set up at that point. That's step 4. And usually this is all done in a matter of a week or 2 for the entire process, but the downtime is usually just a matter of minutes to an hour or 2. All right, we'll go ahead to the next slide here and talk a little bit about satisfaction and return on investment. So all of our customers are highly satisfied with their VoIP services. We've never had anybody who said, we wish we would have stuck with POTS. Why did you talk us into this? This was a horrible decision. We've literally had 100% satisfaction. Everyone has said it was a good choice to move over to VoIP. So nobody's had any regrets. If you jump on the VoIP train, you're going to be happy. Again, unified communication through VoIP that integrates video messaging, conference calling, cell phones, third-party tools like Teams. It allows you to seamlessly communicate through a number of tools, and it boosts productivity through enhancing your communication throughout your team. As far as a return on investment, VoIP offers a strong return on investment in reducing costs, eliminating maintenance fees, and improving efficiency with advanced features. So the scalability is one of the best things about it, but the long-term savings are really where people appreciate VoIP. POTS lines are just becoming more and more costly. The phone providers don't want to maintain them, and it's expensive. So the return on investment is usually within 12 months to 18 months. All right, we'll go to the next slide here. So business development. Everybody wants to develop their business. VoIP, again, provides clearer calls, making communication more reliable and efficient. Everybody wants clear communication with their customers. It reduces costs and integrates with business tools that help you to communicate with your customers seamlessly. With VoIP, teams stay connected anywhere, improving efficiency and responsiveness. So when it comes to business development, improved communication is essential. All right, we're going to go on here and see how we're feeling with our knowledge. Is VoIP more expensive than POTS, plain old telephone service, or less expensive? So no, VoIP is usually cheaper with more features included. Only if you're calling from a gold-plated diamond headset. Or yes, each call requires a direct fiber link to the moon. Everyone answered that correctly. So return on investment. VoIP delivers a strong return on investment by reducing costs on phone bills, long distance charges, and phone hardware itself. It enhances productivity with advanced features like call routing, conferencing, and integrations. Scalability allows businesses to grow without costly infrastructure, improving efficiency and remote access, boosts performance. VoIP is a cost-efficient, future-proof investment with measurable savings and benefits. Businesses at large, we'll take a look at the next slide. So out in the wild, a lot of the big companies are adopting VoIP. So Zappos has seen improved customer service with seamless call routing and remote flexibility for the remote workers. So they didn't give a percentage, but they said that they were very happy with the decision and they would never go back to POTS. Airbnb reduced costs and enhanced global communication with cloud VoIP. They said that their unified communications wouldn't have been able to achieve what they have with their unified communications, sticking with standard POTS lines. Dell boosted productivity with an integration for their VoIP and their collaboration tools. I don't have a lot of detail on that, but again, Dell is singing the praises of VoIP. Nothing bad to say about it. No regrets. So let's go to the next slide here. Just hardware. Some companies still prefer to use hard phones. I still like a phone on my shoulder when I'm talking to somebody for maybe more than 10 or 15 minutes. On a short call, I like a headset. But stationary desk phones, there are a lot to choose from. You can find one that feels comfortable on your head and looks good on your desk. But a lot of companies today are eliminating hardware phones completely. They're choosing a software VoIP phone that's installed on the laptop or desktop computer with or without a headset. So if you want some privacy or you don't want everyone to hear what's being said by the person you're talking to, you may opt for a headset. If you're sitting in a closed office with a closed door, you may use the speaker and the microphone on your desktop or laptop computer. No phone required, so that can make migrating very cheap.
And Greg, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a lot of our team members actually just have like a wireless headset that just connects to their computer.
Yep.
And they
Well,
just
I do
use
still
that.
have a phone on my desk. Most of our staff, as far as help desk, and then as far as our sales staff, are using a headset. They don't use a traditional phone anymore. Absolutely. So good example. Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So one more question for you here. So do you need to buy a new phone to switch to VoIP service? We may have beat that over the head, but Do you need to buy a phone? So you don't need phones. You can use your computer. Yes, only vintage rotary phones that work with VoIP, or yes, you need new phones.
Yeah, I think I gave this one away right before the question.
That's okay. It doesn't hurt to let people know what's going to be on the test. So again, perfect score. We don't mind that. We kind of feel bad when people aren't picking up when we're telling you what's going on right before the questions. So again, our team is ready to help with any aspect of the transition from plain old telephone service to a voice over IP service. You can reach us during normal business hours by phone or email. You can check us out on the internet if you want to take a look at our testimonials or other services that we have to offer. But if you contact us outside of normal business hours, we'll get back to you normally the next business day. Let's take a look at the next slide. I'd like to thank you for your attention. Your time is valuable. If you have any further questions, we'd love to explore opportunities to work together. Don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'd love to give you a tour of our new office in Rolling Meadows. It's a beautiful facility. We'd like to show you the culture that we set up, the people that are here. We'd like to meet you face to face if you haven't had a chance. Uh, Reach out anytime. And again, last slide here. Just wanted to give you a chance to know what's coming up next here. We've got internet circuits, what's right for my business. So you may not have considered whether or not your current connection is optimal, but if you'd like to find out what the options are, if you're overpaying, if you're getting what you're paying for, definitely come and talk to us or come out for our webinar on March 18th. It's a virtual event at 10:30 a.m. and we'll definitely send you a follow-up invite for coming out today. We appreciate your time. And again, last slide, we'd like to open up the floor for any questions. Does anybody have any questions at this time about switching to a VoIP service or their traditional POTS line?
So we do have one question that's come in so far,
Okay.
Greg. I'll go ahead and read it to you. So it says, most users use a cell phone nowadays. Which VoIP system provides a VoIP line and app to be added to a cell phone that can text images or videos in a group chat, just like a cell phone?
That's a good question, and there are multiple services, and we've got multiple vendors that could talk to you about that. It's not a one single solution that's going to be right for you, but we could talk to you about which one would meet your needs. But there are multiple vendors that would meet that requirement. All right, if there aren't any further questions, feel free, if you have one, as soon as we get off the webinar, feel free to email or give us a call. Otherwise, again, we appreciate your time. We know it's valuable. Thanks. Have a great day.